Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Legacy Evolution Commander Class Optimus Prime based on his appearance from the Armada TV series. Or as Legacy did, Armada Universe Optimus Prime, that kind of stuff. But here he is, and before we really get started, there's a little story that I would like to tell about this guy, because I thought I had already reviewed this beautiful little figure. I thought I did. However, during the making of the Nemesis Prime review, I learned that that was not the case, so I made it my utmost priority, because instead of actually uploading this idiot right now, I was gonna upload this idiot, the original figure that is. However, since I haven't done you yet, you are more of a priority for me, so let's take a look at him, and man, this is a good figure. This is such a good figure. I'll be honest right now, this thing is so good, absolutely top tier. As personally a fan of Transformers Armada, I love the Armada updates that we've gotten. To be honest, the worst one is Hotshot, but yeah, that's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Hotshot, I wish you were better, but outside of that, doesn't really matter. Hotshot still isn't necessarily the worst figure out there. It's a decent figure, but this thing I was very much anticipating, because one of the first ever Transformers figures that I got in my collection was that original Super Class, I think it was called, Optimus Prime, with his big trailer, the one where you put in batteries and then it goes and it expands out. You basically press a button and it just folds out immediately. So I was super excited about this guy. So let's take a closer look at him, shall we? And starting off here is his head sculpt, very accurate to not only the Armada TV series, but also the Armada video game that came out on the PlayStation 2 that I did a Let's Play on over on the Let's Play channel. You can go and check that out if you want to. There's a Let's Play for that game. But anyway, yes, he looks very accurate, very nice looking head sculpt. Not destroyed, unlike the Nemesis Prime version of this mold. But he's got the nice yellow eyes there. This is like the Optimus Prime that I personally grew up with. So it's like I'm getting what the G1 fans get from the G1 figures. This is the nostalgia that I get. It's like, this is my Optimus Prime, and they got the nice silver chest here. And if we open this chesticle up right here, let me just open this up, come on. It always goes wrong, doesn't it? I did not mean that, I meant this. Come on, follow the programming. In here, he's got the matrix of leadership that he had in the show that you can actually, let's see if I can do it, but you can actually unplug. So let's take a closer look at this thing right here. Look at this thing, very nice looking, kind of reminds me of like the Millennium Eye from Yu-Gi-Oh actually, but still nice overall. Nothing else really to do with it. He can't hold it at all because, as you can see, there are no like holes in there, but he has it. I almost forgot to talk about it, I think, in the Nemesis Prime review, so I made it a priority to put it in my memory that I was supposed to talk about it in this review, but we can close that bad boy up. But you got the nice yellow here on the side, or gold on the side. You got the nice red here with the silver grill. You love to see it. Then as we come down here, I know some people might complain this is unpainted plastic. I don't really care. Looks really good as well. Ratchet, as you can hear, but we'll get there eventually because it's not yet time for the articulation segment. And then here we got the big legs as well with the wheels here on the side. Big fan of that. Then from the back, he basically just got a couple of fists sitting there in the back, but he looks really good, really accurate to that original figure, to his original Armada appearance, and even very accurate to the game appearance, where he was one of the 3 that actually was playable, because a lot of the Armada characters aren't in the game. It's just basically a bunch of Decepticons and then Optimus, Red Alert, and Hotshot. But overall, very, very nice. And also, before we continue on, I would like to say that this is very much a kind of like a prequel to what you can expect next year, because next year is an anniversary of Transformers Armada. So I'm gonna fill up next year with a bunch of Armada reviews. But anyway, also you got the nice gold here on the arms as well. Forgot to talk about the arms. Very nice looking. I also like the cannons here on the side. To be honest, this is how I always kind of displayed my Optimus. And then with the weapon, which I'll talk about in a minute, with that weapon, he actually had like that idiot mainly for me in my own head for like the super mode, because here he already has the weapons, so he doesn't need the big gun. The big gun is for super mode, but don't worry about that, because moving you out of the way, we will take a look at the big weapon. And here it is, very faithfully recreated from the original Armada figure that I so happen to have right here. Look at them, looking very nice. Now I do like the old ones, like see-through bits, because you were actually able, if you had batteries, to actually light this up, because there is one arm from Optimus, the super mode at least, that has like a light in the hand, so if you plug it in, it would like light up the gun as well, which looked very nice. But here they both are together, and yes, the new one is smaller, but that doesn't really matter. So yeah, there you go. So let's take a more closer look at this big cannon, if the camera wants to focus. Thank you, camera. Look at all the details here on the side. Look at all of the details. Then on this side, you also get a bunch of details right there. You even have some holes here on the side, which, if we bring in Optimus and we take off these pieces here, because they can actually be taken off. Also, just a little thing, he can't really hold it. I mean, he can kind of hold it, but not really. It's like the thing is, the peg is not long enough, and there's like a little thing here where the hands are lower. So sadly enough, he can kind of hold it in his hand, but not really. It's a bit of an annoyance, kind of wish he could. But what you actually can do with this is you can take these bad boys and plug them in here on the sides of the guns, if you want to, for some kind of big cannon gun thing. There you go, zooming in, or focusing. But yeah, here you go, you got some kind of big cannon, and obviously big cannon Optimus Prime, if need be, can hold it in his hand in order to shoot Megatron in his stupid face. Absolutely beautiful. But like I said, I mainly display the big gun with the big Optimus, the super mode, which we will get to eventually in this review, because I'm actually going to do it a little bit differently compared to the Nemesis Prime review. I always forget which is supposed to go. Is it supposed to go up, down, or down, up? I always forget. So I'm just gonna plug this into sides, and then I'll adjust it in truck mode if need be. But overall, it is a very, very good looking Optimus Prime. I don't have any complaints about the looks, because even the fists here in the back, they were accurate to what he had in the show, so I can't really complain about that. So he is just a perfect recreation of that original Optimus Prime. So then, let us move then straight into the articulation segment next. So his head can do a full rotation, can go up and down as well, and you got a wee bit of side to side as well. Fantastic articulation. The arms can go all the way around right here. They can go, this moves a little bit so that you can go in and then move this up, so he can go further up than if this was just so straight. It's a little bit, but you can use it for articulation. He has a swivel right here, and then a double jointed elbow, mainly for transformation purposes, right there, and his hand can rotate in here as well. Nothing at the waist, because of the fact that, little spoilery, but let's just show that off. The thing is, if we just move this up a little bit, this is supposed to split so that they can create the arm. So sadly enough, he does not have waist articulation. I kind of wish they figured out a way to do it anyway, but to be honest, it is all in service of the big combine mode for later, so who cares really. Then afterwards, the legs can go forward, and also the hip skirts can move out of the way, and also the back skirt as well. They can go forward on ratchet because of the fact that these are the arms for the combined mode, and backwards you got in and out, not on ratchet. You have a swivel here, and then a bend at the knee, once again, very nicely ratcheted. You love to see it. And then you got an ankle pivot, and also the toe can go up, but that is mainly for transformation purposes. But there you go, you got a bunch of articulation, but sadly enough, he doesn't have the waist rotation. But don't worry about that, because that combined mode will have the waist rotation, so don't you worry your pretty little heads about that one. But overall, he is a very, very nice looking figure. So then, let's move you into the back for size comparison. Starting off, here he is next to the original figure right here that I have owned for about, as long as Armada has existed. So, I don't know, 24 years or 23 years or 25 years. I don't even know. It's not 25, but like, I'm recording this in 2025. This goes up somewhere in 2026. And, the anniversary is in 2027. So it's like 14 years, something like that. But at the time of recording this, 13 years. But look at how much of an improvement the new guy is. But also, the old guy still looks really good. If I do have to make one complaint about the new guy, it's just a little one, and that is the fact that with the old guy, you can actually by the way, potentially expect a review of this big boy next year for the anniversary of Armada. But anyway, you can take off these two pieces, and then you can combine these two pieces, together into one big gun. And I kind of wish the new one did that as well, but sadly enough, the new one does not do that. I really wish the new one did that because it would have just made things a whole lot better. But whatever, does not matter. But overall, here they are together, looking very nice. You can see where they updated, but also where they kept it the same. So let's get you out of the way so that we can look at Nemesis Prime next to Optimus Prime. And also for people who watched the Nemesis Prime review, yes, I did throw the gun away, but here he basically is. This is what he looks like holding the gun, okay? It feels wrong, it feels weird because he never had that gun in the actual show. So anyway, but here they are together, looking very nice as well. Really the only difference between the two outside of the paint job is the head sculpt, as you can see right here. Even though I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's because for me the timer on the little like recording screen for the camera is covering this idiot's face. So yeah, but overall, look at them looking very nice together. So let's get Nemesis Prime out of here so that we can bring in Megatron, the immortal enemy of Optimus Prime. And man, this does a heart good. This does me very good because of the fact that these guys that this is my G1 Optimus and Megatron. Like, this is what I personally grew up with, okay? No bucket hat, he had big horns. That's what he had. But they look great together. I always liked how Optimus was smaller than Megatron, but then when he goes super mode, he's bigger than Megatron. Always a fan. So then let's bring in some Autobot pals and also Optimus's little pal that he actually did not come with. So then here we have Optimus Prime. Let me rotate you a little bit. Let me just get your head straightened a little bit. But here we got Optimus Prime next to Red Alert and Hotshot from the Legacy Saga. Actually, Red Alert's from Age of the Primes, but from the modern updated Saga, and then also Smokescreen because of the fact that I decided to pull him off the shelf as well. And obviously, who can forget Optimus Prime's Minicon partner Sparkplug that came with the original figure. And that is really the one problem that I have with these modern updates of Armada figures, and the fact that they don't come with Minicons. Like, I don't care if they don't come with the stupid gimmicks that they had back in the day, you know? I understand why we can't do gimmick stuff anymore. But like, these Minicons were a huge part of the show, basically the only reason that the whole show existed. So it's kind of weird that they don't come with the Minicon partners, but here they all are together, looking very nice. Let's get these guys out of here. Pull you in closer, and now I have to decide whether I'm gonna go into truck mode or I'm gonna go into big man mode. I have made my decision, and we are gonna go into super mode before going into truck mode. So what we want to do first is obviously take this bad boy and move him off to the side, because we got some legs to make right here with the big trailer. And I got it into trailer mode because of the fact this way I can show you how to get it from trailer to pants and pants to trailer, that kind of stuff. A little bit of an annoyance about this, but whatever. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So what you're going to start off with is you want to come in the back here, and you basically want to take the back piece here and untab it first. That way you can then take this, because as you can see these two connect together. You can take this and untab that, move this off to the side, and then what you want to do, you want to take this whole thing and just split it down the middle. Just pull it off to the side. Yeah, there you go. This will also untab. It tabs in down there, but just move this off to the side. This thing will fall off. We'll put it off to the side. We'll come back to it later. It's not really parts forming because you can't keep it attached, but since it always wants to untab for me, I'll just keep it on, you know, like on the side. Pull these two pieces up like so. Then afterwards, what you want to do is you can come here to the big blue blocks. Make sure that this piece here is folded forward. Then you can take this, double hinge it in, and then take this piece here and tab it in. So they come here. You want to double hinge this bad boy in. This blue tab that is right there goes into the slot, so just slide that in. Also keep this off to the side. Put this up. There you go. Then afterwards you want to take this, undo it, rotate it around, fold out this red piece here, and we'll wait here for a minute, because now what we gotta do, you gotta take this whole section here and just rotate it around like so. Also take these pieces here, fold them down. There's a tab here that goes to the slot there, so just tab slot connection. You know how transforming stuff works. Also you can come in here, if you can, and unfold the foot. You gotta get them feet out, otherwise how are you gonna stand? But there you go. After that, what you can do, back upstairs, you can take this piece here, rotate it around here, and fold it all the way down. Take these side pieces here, fold them down as well. After that, you can come up here and take this red piece here and untab it and fold it all the way out. And here we basically are with the pants. We will wait. Actually, you can rotate this up a little bit, but now we gotta make the body to be attached to the pants. And for that, we need Prime himself. So what you want to start off with is simple. You want to take this chest piece here and fold it forward. Take the inner shoulder here and double hinge it up. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate these pieces here out, but rotate this like so. After that, what you want to do, you want to take this and rotate it so. So basically take this and rotate it forward. Also fold it out a little bit so that it doesn't get into contact with this. And then after that, fold it out. Split this whole section here down the middle. Then take the legs here and rotate them like so. Flip this whole bad boy around. Come in here. Rotate out the head. Get it attached. Fold out the ear, fins, antenna thingies. There you go. After that, fold this in, fold it in. And then back here, what you want to do is there is a tab here that goes into that slot right there. Same thing on the other side. So what you want to do is you want to basically double hinge this up. So hinge it up on this hinge, not that one, this one. So just rotate it up like so. And then you can rotate this forward and tab it in. Rotate this forward and tab it in like so. There you are, beautifully done. And then afterwards, with these, what you want to do is you want to rotate this down, or rotate this down, and then come here to the leg things. Open this up, fold in the foot. I said fold in the foot. Rotate the hand out. Close this bad boy back up, but then come back here, and as you can see, there's a big gap now, so we fold in the foot in order to be able to have the gap fillers, boys. So the same thing on the other side. So obviously open this bad boy up, fold in the foot, rotate it around, fold out the foot in order for the gap filler, and then there's a tab here that goes to the slot there. So just want to tap that whole bad boy together, and here we are. The body is now done. So now we can begin the process of attachment. So we got the pants back in, and what you basically want to do with this, it's very annoying, and also because this grill piece, which is very beautifully silver painted, can potentially scratch, because this has to go into the gap here, and yeah, it can actually scratch. So my recommendation is be careful. So what you can do is you just take this and put it in. Let me see how this goes in again. There you go, like so. Take this piece here, fold it down in order to attach it, and then afterwards what you want to do, you want to bring this down, and there are two hooks right here that slide into the two slots right there. But what you want to do is you want to take these side pieces here and push them in. That is the way to attach and detach this whole thing. So if you want to detach it, obviously you push these pieces in, but there you go. Fold this up, make sure that everything works like it should, and here we have almost entirely Optimus Prime. Because one more thing that you have to do, what you can do actually, we can attach this piece right here. And that is what you want to do. You want to take this, attach it. What I like to do is I like to fold this out like so. Rotate this up to fold it up against the back. Yes, it gives him more of a backpack, but also it clears the way for the legs. So I like to display him like this. And then here we have Super Optimus Prime from Transformers Armada. So here we have Super Optimus Prime from Transformers Armada. Look at him. God, what a behemoth. What a beautiful looking figure. I will say that right now. This thing looks absolutely great, especially compared to the original one. While the original one was very impressive, and to me still is, you know, it was one of the original figures that I got, but it's still impressive. This one is so much better because he has the thing known as articulation, which sadly enough the original one did miss. But don't worry about that, we'll talk more about that later. But here he finally is. We finally have Optimus Prime right here in his super mode, and I like to collapse the back like this. I mean, you can actually fold this down and then fold this up against it, but I don't really care. I like to have it like this. It makes his back slightly heavier, but he has heels, so he'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. And also, it gives him basically double artillery for shooting Decepticons like some kind of walking, talking mortar man himself. But let's take a closer look at him. So then here you have his beautiful looking head sculpt, very accurate to what he looked like in Transformers Armada. Absolutely fantastic. I love the little earpiece that he has on the side as well. People may complain about the fact that you can see the fist back there, but I am not going to be one of those people, so I'm not going to complain, but I will mention it. Then you got the nice gold here on the shoulders, the blue and gold, fantastic. You also got this chest piece here with the nice little logo that I actually think you can actually remove this piece. I am not going to try. We're going to keep that bad boy on there, but I think there might be a chance you can remove it. But yeah, you basically have the truck right here. I also love this for more reasons that you may know, and it's not just because it looks really cool, but also he actually has a purpose for his trailer. It's not just this big chunk of nothingness when he's in robot mode, like, you know, with the Generation 1 figure and a lot of other Optimus Primes that come with trailers. I always hated trailers because they are always just these big things of nothing. But then you got this guy, and he has like an entire super mode hidden inside, and I love that so much. So then let's go a little bit downer here, because we gotta look at the arms, the nice silver here, the big golden fisticuffs that he has right there with the wheels here on the side, very nice looking. Then after that you also got the nice crotch piece here with the gold and the blue again. So then we go further down to the legs. As you can see, I love the way that the legs look, and yes, you can fold these things out for extra guns, but also you can keep them folded in, but as you can see, that creates huge gaps, so we're just gonna leave them up like that. You got the big stompers as well. You got actual legs. Like, that is the surprising part for me, because while the original one might try to fool people that he has legs, he doesn't. He really does not have legs. So then from the back, this is what he looks like. Very clean down here, and then also not necessarily as clean, but that's also because I kind of did this. But overall, he is a very, very nice looking figure. Absolutely very nice. So then, I don't know what to do next, but I'll take another look at the weapon, I guess. Here we go. We got the weapon. There you go. And you can attach it into his hand. And yes, you can also once again take these two weapons right there and attach it to the big gun. But I don't want to do that because of the fact that I could not care less about that stuff, because it's not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be attached to this thing. Never happened in the show. But he's got a nice grip on his big gun. So, now then, with that out of the way, we can look at the articulation segment for Big Man himself. So starting off, obviously, the head can do a full rotation. You also get up and down, some side-to-side action as well. Then the arms can do a full rotation as well. They can go out all the way and in. And also, these things can actually split apart like so, in order to give him full range on the arm as well, if you want to. And sadly enough, if I had to make a complaint about this guy, this does not tab all that securely all the way together. It likes to untab mainly on this side. It likes to untab, but whatever. You also have a swivel up there. You got an elbow joint right here. The hands can rotate and open and close. They don't do the Jetfire thing of the peg going away, but I don't necessarily care about that. Then afterwards, the hip skirt can move, and also these side skirts can move as well out of the way, so that we can get into the waist rotation, which also rotates this whole thing with it. But he has a waist rotation, so this is where they were hiding that bad boy. Then you get a forward leg and a backward leg, in and out as well, a swivel, a knee bend right down here, very tight, because, you know, he's a bit of a heavier fellow, isn't he? And then also the feet can go up, obviously, for transformation, and you get ankle tilt. But the most surprising thing that we got out of this guy is just literally lower body articulation. Never thought I'd see the day that an Armada Optimus Prime could have leg movement. Because, yeah, we'll get there soon enough. Don't worry about that, because I think it's actually about time for us to get into SAS comparison. So let's bring in the original big boy. So here we have Commander Class Armada Optimus Prime next to the Optimus Prime from the original Armada in his beautiful mode. And while he is trying to say that he has legs, if we just, like, these are all just panels. And this is literally all that he has. It's just panels. It's an illusion, people. It's an illusion. So while he does look really cool, and I will never not say that, he actually, sadly enough, does not have the articulation that is needed. So this guy having actual leg articulation is very weird for me, but also I don't hate it, I'll be honest here. But this is what they look together. They look very differently. And even then, also I know people are saying that, you know, oh, but the size, everything is smaller. To be honest, there's not much of a size difference between the two. Like, the new one is like a head taller, I guess, but not really much of a difference. But even then, with the articulation that we get nowadays, I take the new figures over the old ones any day of the week. But overall, looking really, really good together. I love both of these figures for nostalgia reasons and because they're perfect, that kind of stuff. And also, this button here is supposed to light up the fist in order to be able to use the see-through parts of the gun. That is also what I wanted to say. So let's get this big boy out of here. And let's do something that I did not think was going to ever be possible, because I never thought they would make another commander class or like use this mold again. But here we are. Here he is next to Nemesis Prime. And this is basically also a size comparison between Optimus Prime in super mode and Optimus Prime without super mode. Look at the height difference. The pants are taller than Nemesis Prime. Absolutely beautiful. So let's get Nemesis Prime out of here and bring in the villain himself. So here we have super mode Optimus Prime next to Megatron, and look at that. Who's the small one now, huh? All he needed was a new set of pants, and now he's taller than Megatron himself. But this looks very, very nice indeed. I'm a big fan of the way these two look together. It just gets that nostalgia flowing. So then let's bring in some Autobots and the Minicon partner. So here we got our Armada Optimus Prime together with some Autobots and his tiny little buddy Sparkplug. And they look really good next to this Optimus Prime. And yes, while I wish there was another Sparkplug with this big boy, you know, at least I got the original to show next to him. That's all I can say. But they all look very nice together, so let's get them out of here. Pull you in closer, and let's get into that transformation, finally, into truck mode. So let's get this beautiful Optimus Prime in his truck mode. So what you want to start off with, you want to take the arms and rotate them out. This will allow us to get to these bits here. Push in on them in order to be able to untap this. Also, sometimes this gets a little bit stuck, which is a little bit of an annoyance. After that, what you want to do is you want to come here, and you want to basically take this red piece here. There's a connection here and a connection here on both sides. Let me see if I can show that off. Let me get the ears out of the way. As you can see, there's a slot there and a slot there, and two tabs here are going to slide in there. But that way you can do that, and then you want to basically slide this guy out carefully, because you can't scratch up the grill. And then you want to basically, you know what, let's start off with the pants then, shall we? So let's get this into its own truck mode. So what you want to start off with, you want to take this whole thing and lower it down so that this whole thing is sitting straight. Move that out of the way. Then you can take the red piece here and rotate it in. And then we'll wait with the rest of that. Move all of this bad stuff out of the way, because now you want to take this and use the waist rotation in order to rotate it around. Take this piece here and fold it in. Now we can also rotate this and also fold out the wheels so that they are not in the way itself. Then what you want to do is you want to come here and untap these side flaps here, move them up, take the feet here and fold them in, take these heels and fold them down. Then afterwards what you want to do is you want to take this, untap this from in there, and then undo it and double hinge it out. Undo it and double hinge it out, like so. This will be more apparent when we want to attach this thing right here. So then you can kind of move this off to the side, because now we want to bring this down and in. That always happens to me, but this time we can't do it separately, because you want to keep this attached and you want to fold it out so that it sits like this, because this tab here and also on the other side are going to slide to the slot there and there as well, while also the two tabs right here are going to slide into slots there and there. So basically what you want to do is you want to come in here from the side and then line this whole thing up in order to be able to tap this whole bad boy together. Also, there are tabs here on the side that are going to slide into the gap on the on this thing here. So you want to basically get everything here aligned, which can be a little bit annoying. You want to get it all aligned, and then also you can rotate this down here and then this will tab in here as well. So basically you want to take this whole thing, tab the whole thing together like so. And then you can fold these pieces down in order to have this thing be without truck. Then afterwards, what you want to do, you want to take this piece here, fold it back and tab it in, because there is a tab here that goes to the slot there. So you want to tab that in like so. Then afterwards, you got a tab here that's going to slide in there, and then this tab is going to slide in there. So you want to take these two pieces here and just tab this whole thing together so that everything is sitting straight. Then afterwards, for the second to last piece, what you want to do is you want to take this, and there's actually two tabs here at the top that are going to slide into the two slots right there, but I sometimes have difficulties lining this bad boy up. So you just basically want to take this and just sit it there. I like to just like let it sit there because tabbing it in can be a bit of an annoyance, but I guess that is where the tabbing in happened. And then we can come here to the back, lift this up, rotate it around, and then on the inner hinge, rotate this all the way down, click it once, and then you can fold this over the back and then fold these bad boys back out. And here we got the trailer. But that's not all, because now we gotta look at Big Man himself. So what you want to do, obviously you want to fold in these pieces here. I like to push this out of the way a little bit so that you can then do this, then fold the head in all the way, untap the arms from back here, rotate the let's see here, how is this supposed to go? I think it was supposed to go like this. We can adjust later on, but rotate this around like so. Then afterwards you want to basically get the arms out of the way. This will allow us to then, oh no, I think I was actually wrong. But anyway, you want to basically come in here, rotate these pieces out, and then also on in here, rotate this down as well. And then you want to tab it together up here, tab it together down here, rotate the arms so that they are facing like so. Then afterwards, what you can do, you can just fold this back down, lock that into place. Then afterwards, what you want to do is, we are basically back in robot mode, by the way. But what you want to do is, as you can see, there are two hooks here, or two tabs. They're gonna go under these two pieces. So you want to basically tab this together and then also hook it in like so. After that, you can open up these pieces here like so. Then you can rotate this out, fold up the feet all the way, because this will allow us to then rotate it backwards like so. So what you want to do is you want to fold it out, rotate the foot all the way around, the tiny little foot, and then rotate this thing all the way around. And instead of folding the feet out, now you want to just close this bad boy up like so. And then to finish this off, what you want to do, you want to take the wheels, and there's a slot here that the tab here is going to slide into. So basically want to rotate this around, and that's the back of the truck all done. After that, what you want to do is you want to rotate this forward like so, take the arms and rotate them out on the inner hinge here. So rotate it out, and then obviously this tab right here, it's going to slide in the slot right there. And you want to tab this together and in like so. There you go. After that, what you want to do is you want to take this chest piece here, open it up, not on the matrix chamber but on the inner one, and then you want to just rotate this up and fold it over. And then, well, okay, I guess it already happened on this side. What you want to do with this piece here is you want to double hinge this forward and over the grill. This is why you do the grill first. You do the grill first, then you rotate this over, and that will slide the whole thing into place. And then for the final little piece of this bad boy is the fact that under here you got a big tab that goes to the big slot right there. So you want to take it and tab it in like so. And here we have Armada Optimus Prime finally, after so long, in his truck mode. So here we have Optimus Prime in his truck mode with the trailer. So let's detach these bad boys so that we can talk about, you know, the truck first. And let's start with the biggest problem that people have with this figure. And that is the fact that, yes, I will agree, the truck bed is super long. I will say, yes, that is a thing. Now, the original one did not necessarily have the problem because of the fact that what the original one did was slide out in order to extend the arms. The new one doesn't do that. So that is why the new one's truck bed looks longer than it's supposed to be. It also looks very flat. However, the bonus of this one is the fact that the old one had some fists sticking out the back, while this one, well, kind of just has fists, but like it's in here instead of like actually like sticking out the back. So it's an improvement, but overall it's a really, really nice looking truck mode. Big fan of the way that this truck looks. Looks powerful. You love to see it. So let's take a look here at the front with the big silver grille right here. And also you got some nice silver paint right there. We kind of wish that the headlights were painted. The original one kind of had some yellow in there, which is not really, didn't really get picked up by the camera. But I kind of wish there was at least like one of these blocks. Because like there is a split. So maybe like the inner ones could have been painted yellow, would have been nice. But still, whatever. You got the nice silver here on the side. Well, and then here on this side you have these are basically just the arms, but you got the smokestacks right there. Very nice, picked out in silver. Also, a thing that you can do that I always forget about, you can move this backwards if you want. I don't know in which mode this is supposed to be folded backwards. I don't know what this does. I always just leave it forwards and hope for the best, you know? Like, you can fold it backwards, but what does that do? It doesn't really do anything compared to, like, this. It doesn't do anything. It's like, okay, I mean, I'll fold it back, I guess, but, I mean, there is not really necessarily a need for that, but I thought I mentioned it. Then here on the back here, you got a bunch of details. Look at all the detail here at the back, then the fist obviously sticking out, which you can technically use for weapon storage if you want to. But we'll get there in a minute. Then here you got basically just some ladder kind of things here at the back, which looks very nice overall. Then on this side, you know, looks the exact same. You got the wheels, very nice. They are pinned wheels, which you love to see, which means that they roll like a champion. You also got some nice gold in there, but overall it's a very nice looking figure. And on the other side, he even hides away his robotic mode very nicely. I mean, mainly what I mean by that is the fact that the head's basically just covered up in here. And you can still open up if you want to. Can't. The Matrix chamber right there if you want to. You can still do that. So that is nice that you can still do that. Big fan of that one. So let's move you out of the way because now we gotta look at the big trailer and look at how cool this thing looks. Now it has two stands. The problem is the figure likes to fall over like that. So I kind of wish that it like clicked into place to hold it in. But like sadly enough, he does like to fall over. But doesn't really matter. But here it is. You got the nice guns here that, to be honest, I remember these mostly because of the fact that Nemesis Prime used these weapons in order to fire at the Autobots that were driving away. And that is also, I think, how the Decepticons learned that the Autobots were in the vicinity as well. But then here on this side, you got the big Autobot logo right there. You got the big, like, tankers here that can actually not open up, sadly enough, because I knew on the original these could actually open up in order to house minicons if you wanted to, but here I don't really see a way of opening this up because of, you know, articulation kind of prevents that, which is entirely acceptable. Then here on this side as well, you also got some nice little wheels here. And then this is what he looks like from the back. Very cool. And here he is from the bottom. The trailer looks like this from the bottom. There you go. So, and then if you want to attach it, as you can see, there's a big gaping hole right there, kind of like your mum. And there's a tab here. So you want to basically take it, tab it in. And then here, this is what he looks like with the trailer attached, and he looks very nice with the trailer attached. Big fan of the way that this looks. I do kind of wish that these things could be displayed outwards, but sadly enough that is not possible because the hinge is actually below here, so it sadly enough does not work. But overall he looks really good with the trailer. What a good looking truck mode. So then let's take a quick look here at the weapon storage, because what you can actually do is at the top here you have a hole where you can basically just slot this into like so if you want to. I don't really think there's really anything else you can do with this trailer. I mean, you can still slot it in other holes, but I mean, there's no way to get this inside of the trailer. Also, you cannot use the gaping hole because it's too big, but you can actually use this instead, which also means that the gaping hole is not 5mm, which I find a little bit sad. And also, you can obviously just use the big fist in order to store the weapon if you want to, but you can just take this and store it here at the top, and then plug this in, and there you go. It kind of blends in, not perfectly, but it does kind of blend in. But overall, a very, very cool truck mode. And since we don't have articulation, this thing rolls like an absolute charm because of the pinned wheels. Let's move then straight into articulation. So starting off, obviously, we gotta bring in the original big boy. So make room. So here we have the original figure together with the new figure. And this is what they look like together. And overall, they don't look half bad. I love both of these figures for different reasons, obviously. But they look really cool together. I love the way that they recreated the Armada Optimus Prime in modern day. Absolutely fantastic. So let's remove their trailers because that's not necessarily the important part. I mean, if you want to. Here we got the two trailers together so you can see what they look like together, and I will say the new one actually does kind of beat out the old one, but the old one can actually open up these side panels here in order to be able to house mini-cons if you want to. But overall, very nice looking trailers. So now then, let's look at the boys. So here we have the two Optimus Prime, and this is really where the thing comes into play. As you can see, long truck bed, not that long truck bed. In truck mode, the old one wins, but that is, like I said, because of the fact that technically he's supposed to look like this, and that does look kind of more extended because this has a sliding mechanic that allows it to slide back in. This does not, which is why it's extended that way, because these are supposed to be arms. But still, here they are both together looking very nice. And also, I think that none of the lights and sound action on this figure and also the trailer for this figure work at all, which is a bit of a sad one. But they look very nice together. So let's get you out of here so we can bring in the Nemesis Prime right here. Look at Nemesis Prime next to Optimus Prime. I love the way that these two look together. Man, this makes me so happy. I know this thing is an overpriced thing, but it makes me happy, so personally I don't care, but I understand your outrage and I will never defend it. But here they both are together with their long back of the trucks, but they look really good together. Love the way that these two look together. And then we can do this. Oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do this. We can do this. And I guess also we can do this. And there you go. Now you've seen all the sides. Even this thing I haven't shoved back at all. See, I always just forget that that exists. I just never do that. But overall, very nice looking truck mode. So then, let us bring in the enemy. So then here we have Optimus Prime next to Megatron. Looking really, really cool next to Megatron. Big fan of the way that these two look together. And also a big fan of finally having these two together, because I never owned the original Armada Megatron. It was never in store shelves when Armada was airing, sadly enough. So I never owned that guy. But having them together like this just makes a heart happy, doesn't it? Yeah, I love these two figures together. So then, let us bring in Kit from Knight Rider, because we can't forget about that one. So then here we have Optimus Prime next to Kit from Knight Rider, looking really nice as well. This is always going to be just a quickie, because I love Knight Rider, and I will use this idiot in every review. So then, the Autobots then. So then here we have Optimus Prime next to Red Alert's Hotshot, and obviously Smokescreen as well. I think I just picked Smokescreen because of how simple and fun the transformation is, and it reminds me of the old days, because that was also one of my earlier figures. But here they all are together, looking really nice. And even then, Smokescreen doesn't even stand out all that much. You know, it's like, it's a figure from like 20 plus years ago, and in 20 years later, the size is not necessarily all that different between these guys. He fits in perfectly. Like, I always find that funny when you grab like a figure from like 20 years ago and put it in with the rest of the figures from nowadays. It's like, just blends in. But also here we got Sparkplug, obviously, next to Optimus Prime. You gotta love it. I'm happy to own that thing, but I really wish Optimus came with his own one. So let's get them out of here. Let's pull you in closer and let's take a tiny little detour that I hate with every fiber of my being, but it must be done, because sadly enough, yes, this stupid thing also comes with a base mode. So let's get into that one. Alright, guess it's time for that base mode. God, I hate base modes, but we don't really need this idiot, so we'll move you off to the side to next to the other Autobots that I have, because we gotta really only focus on this guy. And what you want to do, you want to start off, you want to untap this piece here from in here. There, two taps to slide from there. So you want to rotate that down. Afterwards, what you want to do is you want to come to these pieces here and just slide them off to the side. Oh, also, don't forget to untap this first. So undo this piece here first. Rotate these pieces out. But then you can undo this. That will always fall off. So just push that off to the side. We'll tap this bad boy back in. And we're basically doing the thing that Armada Optimus always does. And that's lie down flat. But what we want to do now is you want to basically take this piece here, fold it in. And then this step here is going to slide into the slot right there. So you want to basically make sure that this is rotated enough so that you can line this up and tab it in. Come on. There you go. Clicked in itself. So, obviously, fold this up, fold this down, and then, obviously, like I said, it will tab together right in there. There you go. Now that we're done with that. Oh, it untapped on this side by accident. Then what you want to do with this, you want to basically take this block here, also fold this out, take this block here, fold it in like so, fold this up. There you go. Do the same thing on the other side. So fold out this piece here, fold this up, and fold this out. And this does not want to stay tabbed in because I don't know why, actually. I really don't know why. Also, you can kind of rotate this around, fold this up, and there's actually 2 tabs right here. Then I'm going to slide into the 2 slots there. So you basically want to like these two, this side here and this side there. So you basically want to take this, rotate this in all the way, and then tab it in. Stop untabbing, you annoying nuisance. With this piece here is you want to rotate it up. Well, this was attached normally, but it just untabbed for me. Also, you can come here and undo this piece as well. Let's see, there were other things that I was supposed to do, but I forgot. Aha, here they are. These 2 pieces here, you're supposed to rotate them around so that this can sit more flatly. And what you want to do with this is you basically want to take this and rotate this all the way in like so. Then you can rotate this around. And here we got him into after. God, this tab does not want to tab in. I'll tell you that right now. But here you got him. You can, I guess, also just fold this out. But here we have the Optimus Prime base mode. So here we got base mode. And yes, this thing looks just as stupid as advertised, because these base modes always look very dumb. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of base modes. So I'd rather just not really talk about them at all. But I must, so here it is. And to be honest, it is not as beautiful as the original one's base mode was. Which actually, by the way, base mode of this thing was actually, I think, used in the show a couple of times. So it is canon, but also the original one just looks a lot better, and I cannot fold it out completely. I will say that there's a little piece that I think needs to fold out, but I can't really fold that one out because of, well, you know, I don't want to break the thing, and I forgot really how to fold that out. So, anyway, here we go. We got the big cannon right here. We also got these legs here, basically the sides of the thing. You got the big, I don't even know, dude. You got the big, like, threads here on the back. But it's basically just a base mode. Here it is. And also, while I do not have Optimus Prime because of the fact that Optimus Prime needs to be used for the reverse transformation, I have his best buddy, Nemesis Prime. So this is what it would look like with him. And it doesn't really work all that well. Doesn't really work all that well. I think this was mainly meant for minicons, but this is what it looks like with an Optimus Prime. Also, you can take the gun, tab it in here if you want to, or on this side, you got holes all over. You got a hole there. Maybe that'll work. Let's see here. Yep, you can plug it in there as well. But there you go. Optimus Prime, well, Nemesis Prime with the base mode. There you go. So then, let's go then into the size comparison with the original's base mode and determine who's better. So here we got the 2 base modes. Let me lift the camera up a little bit more, but here they are together. And yeah, the old one did it way better. Also, a little story about the old one. I was initially going to save this for when I did my review of the original figure, but I think I'll talk about it now in case I do not survive long enough to talk about the original figure, because you never know. I could be run over by a bus tomorrow. You never know. But that also means you won't be seeing this video because I'm not planning to edit it for a little bit, because I got a lot more stuff to record, like the Studio Series Grimlock and a bunch of Dark of the Moon and Beast Wars figures. So if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you wouldn't even see this video, to be honest. But anyway, the thing is that this thing normally makes an ungodly amount of noise when he goes into base mode, and because it's an automatic thing. And back in the day, my mom was always terrified of that noise because she thought it was going to break, even though that is what it was supposed to do. Also, you can actually fold out, I guess, this thing here in order to have another cannon. And also, this is the gun that I was talking about that that can also unfold. I don't know how, and I don't want to break it. But here it is, the Optimus Prime base mode. There you go. That's the base mode. And I will say the original one looks way better. So now that this is out of the way, we can get the Optimus Prime himself in here so that we can get into that reverse transformation back into robotic mode. So let's get the bad boy himself fully transformed back into robot mode. Finally, now we're done with the base mode. So what you want to start off with? I'll just do this. because I wanted to. You want to open up these leg panels, fold out the feet, and then close this back up. It will, like, this tab right here is going to tab into the fist. So you want to basically just tab that together like so. Alright, now then we can move on to front here. I don't know why I started there, don't ask me. You want to basically undo this, double hinge it to the side. It can pop off, so don't worry, it doesn't break. It's just annoying to get back on. But you basically want to double hinge this out. After that, you want to take the grill here and rotate it down like so. Rotate this piece up here. And then these two, let me just untab the arms from the side here. These two tabs here are going to fit into that big hole. They're going to create one big tab. You know how it goes. That'll keep the whole thing together. Then after that, you can undo the arms. So just rotate the arms forward like so. Much easier than on the original one because you had to like push stuff up and it was very annoying. Then afterwards, what you want to do is you want to double hinge this down. So you basically want to take this and just double hinge it down so that it sits like that. After that, what you want to do, you want to come to the wheel here, rotate it around, and there is actually a tab right here that goes in the slot, like right there. So you basically want to take this and just tab that in. Just take this bad boy, tab it in. Then after that, you can undo these side skirts here. Undo the back here from in here. Then you can split the legs like so. Fold the skirts back in. Rotate the arms down. And simple and easy as always with Armada figures. Here we have Optimus Prime back in his robotic mood. So, final thoughts on this beautiful big boy. What do I think about him? I love him. I do. I love him. I think he is absolutely fantastic. While yes, he may be lacking in some areas, there's explanation as to why. For example, he does not have the waist rotation because of the fact that those things are supposed to split apart and become arms. Also, he has a long truck bed because, well, the sliding mechanic isn't here. But outside of that, this thing is just absolutely fantastic. I love it so much. Like, when I got this thing for the first time, I was just in awe of how beautiful this figure might actually, which I feel like a lot of people are maybe gonna frown upon, but this might actually be my personal favorite Commander class figure that Hasbro has released in the Commander class line. No one has really gone up against this guy for me to be like, yes, but also, to be honest, a lot of the recent ones have just been combiner pieces. So yeah, that's a little bit of an annoyance. Because you have like Motormaster, Silverbolt, you have Long Haul and Hook, and then also you got Onslaught that is either out right now or upcoming. I have absolutely no idea because I'm recording this in October of 2025, so I don't know. But to be honest, the early recordings is how I'm able to keep such an uploading schedule going. If I had to record this every single week, I would go insane. I just record a whole batch. Like, for example, this week I'm also going to be recording, that being the last week of October, I'm going to be recording the Dark of the Moon figures and the Beast Wars figures, the older ones, that you get to see this year, actually from Studio Series and Modern Day. But I mean, there's a Beast Wars figure coming out next year, so, or in 2026, so. And not that one, but the other ones, the other Beast Wars figures, like those I will record all in October of 2025, so that I can edit them, upload them, and get them ready so that, you know, eventually they'll go up, that kind of stuff. But like, the recent ones have been all combiner pieces, but then before that you had like Jetfire and Ultra Magnus and 86 Optimus Prime. And to be honest, the one that could really go up against this is actually, I don't know who. Now I think about it, I don't really know who. This is just my favorite. It's just my favorite Commander class figure. This is my favorite Commander class figure. And I don't see this guy ever being beaten out. So would I recommend him for that Commander class price point? Oh, absolutely. He's way more worth it than that Nemesis fellow himself. It is a fantastic update to an original figure. And while, yes, I have some nostalgia bias to it, if this thing was bad, you would have heard it from me. Because, yeah, I would not have accepted this thing outside of it being close to perfect. You know, outside of the limitation that this guy has. But this thing is close to perfect, and that's all for me. So would I recommend him? Absolutely. But that has been my review of Transformers Legacy Evolution Commander Class Armada Universe Optimus Prime. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!